Hey everybody, today's May 14th, and today we're going to talk about the price of Bitcoin. Over the last 48 hours, a lot has happened, and the price has actually crashed since we last made our video. So we're going to talk about whether I think the price has stabilized for now, or whether I think we can continue down lower. And before we begin, please read this disclaimer, and you can pause this video as you read it. Okay, so since we made our last video, the price was around this level, right? Around 58,000. We were struggling to hold the 50-day simple moving average, which is this white line, right? This is our short-term support line. And this line I talked about multiple times how it's important because since we had our breakout in October, right, the price has broken out very strongly. We always held above the 50-day simple moving average, which is our silver line over here. And when we came down in our corrections, like in January, we had our first major correction this year. We held support when we touched that line, right? Same thing, when we touched the line here, we held support. Unfortunately, we broke support and turned it into resistance when we failed to hold in late April. Came down, but we found support on our midterm moving average, which is this gold line, the 100-day simple moving average. After that, we've had a strong bounce, and we tried over the last couple sessions, over the last couple weeks, to hold above the 50-day simple moving average. Unfortunately, right when we were we were in the middle of struggling to hold above, we had some bad news. First was a very surprising, stunning reversal from Elon Musk saying that Tesla has suspended allowing people to use Bitcoin to purchase their vehicles, right? We all know that earlier this year, and you can see this on the chart, right? This candle right here. This is basically Elon Musk saying that they're going to allow Tesla's going to allow Bitcoin for payment, right? And so people are really excited because there's more institutional adoption by major players, right? This is because if we want to see the price of Bitcoin increase, we need to see more adoption by big institutions, people with big money, right? And big corporations allowing people to use Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies to buy their products, right? We don't want to see cryptocurrencies just in a niche for the rich, and for the rest of its period, right? For the rest of our life, right? If we want to see more bigger companies, bigger players adopt Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies, if we want to see this market grow into trillions of dollars in market cap, right? So, when we saw Tesla or Elon Musk say that he would allow Bitcoin be used as payment, everybody was super excited, right? And the price went up. But now, Elon Musk has basically reversed his stance and said that he's going to suspend allowing people to use Bitcoin as payment because he's worried that the process of mining Bitcoin is using too much energy and it's not good for the environment. So that pretty much caused a sudden sell-off, just right there. Like, just blew through our support levels, right? This support level that we worked hard to hold just blew through that. And right when the price of Bitcoin was starting to recover, we had another report the day after, right? The Department of Justice and the IRS are investigating Binance, which is what I believe. I believe that is it is the world's largest crypto exchange, right? So when the world's largest crypto exchange is being investigated by the Department of Justice and the IRS, and this is probably regarding their futures trading. Like, if they're not, I don't know. There's a lot of exchanges, like BitMEX was hit in fall last year. It's probably like they probably don't have the license to do like futures trading or stuff like that. But there's also like worries about money laundering. But this is not like there's always been worries about money laundering by the U.S. government. They're very behind on things. It's just one of those things where there's always going to be like FUD, right? Fear, uncertainty, doubt regarding these type of things. It's not like new news or anything like that. And honestly, I was expecting Binance after BitMEX got hit. I was expecting Binance to be hit, right? Because they do have a futures market that a lot of people use. But it does seem like this is going to center more around tax evasion and money laundering than it is going to be futures market. Because I do think that they don't allow U.S. citizens to trade their futures exchange, and I think with BitMEX there were ways to work around that. I don't know, but yeah. So this also took a hit on the recovery as well. So Bitcoin did come down a little bit now when that news came out, but it does seem like it's starting to recover a little bit, right? Now, just to expand on this, Elon Musk does say that he believes in crypto, so there is a chance that, and just by the way, he did say that he's not selling any Bitcoin, right? So, but I don't know, like the thing is, can you really trust him, right? Can you really trust him? Because this is somebody who, like Elon Musk, he is a genius, right? He is smart. So when he said that he was going to accept Bitcoin as payment, right? We all assume that because he's a smart guy, he probably did his due diligence, right? So it's very strange that he's saying that. Oh, now I'm worried about the environmental concern, right? It's like it's pretty obvious. Like this was one of the major issues, like that people have been talking has been very critical about Bitcoin. This is one of those things they bring up. So I just find it very strange. Like shouldn't he have known this before he accepted Bitcoin as payment? Like and so I just find that very strange that like why would he just like he should have known this, right? So I don't know like what game, if he's playing a game or whatever. And honestly, I don't know if I trust him that he says he wouldn't sell it because any Bitcoin, because he can any day he can reverse his decision. So I don't know, like with that I would take that with a grain of salt. It's just a very strange situation. And I'm just to be honest, I'm just kind of tired that like one person can like manipulate the market like this. But hey, this could be a good opportunity to buy the dip, right? So anyways, enough with Elon Musk. I want to talk about the technicals now, right? In this video I talked about how we need to hold this short-term moving average line, right? Because we held that over the last 6 months when we came up right here. And now obviously we just broke support based on those news, but we are finding strong support off this Fibonacci support level, right? And this is another important indicator besides our moving averages. And the reason is that Fibonacci levels tend to act as strong support and resistance level, right? Just to give you a quick example, over here, back in the last spring, summer, this Fibonacci acted as strong resistance until we exploded above, and then we had another. So if you notice, we tend to, the price action tends to move around these lines or within the channel, right over here. And we finally broke above. We still found resistance around 20K, which is our last all-time high. Came down, found support here at this channel. And over here, we came up, but we came down to retest this Fibonacci, flipped it to support, went up higher. We found some resistance here, broke above, came back down, retested it, held that support, and went up higher. So the thing is, I do think that this is a crucial level, in my opinion, to hold, because we've held at least the last 2 times, right? Over here, and then over here, most recently. So now we're coming down again. We're testing it again. We did not close above. We did not close below. We came down, wicked up hard. So we have this nice wick over here. Buyers came in strong and pushed the price up. So this is looking bullish, right? This is a bullish candle. Right now we're seeing some bullish follow through. We must hold. In my opinion, we must hold this level. We have to hold 47,000. If we don't hold this level, we will likely come down. And I think that the last level of resort before I turn full on bearish is if this thing does fail to hold and we come down, we are going to retest this blue line, which is our 200-day simple moving average. This is our long-term moving average. And this line, in my opinion, we must hold this line at all costs, right? Obviously, this is our first line of defense at this moment. And I think we will hold this level because we spent a lot of time here defending this level. And I think the buyers just came in and showed that, the bulls just came in and showed that they're willing to defend this level by buying strong, right? But we want to see this thing follow through and push up higher. But for now, let's say the worst case scenario that we don't hold this, we come down. We absolutely must hold this blue line. Why? Because if you look at the past, right, during this entire bull run from 2015 up to 2017, if you notice this blue line, right, we never closed below this blue line, right? Now we did wick down below, but we never closed. This was just a wick. We closed above here, right here, right? So this entire bull cycle from 2015, if you look very closely, all the way to the peak of 2017, we never closed below the blue line, right? This always held as long-term support. Yes, we did come down once in a while and retest our moving averages, our short to mid-term moving averages, the silver and gold line, our 50-day and 100-day moving average, right? But we never came down and broke below the 100-day, which is the blue line, until the bear market happened, right? And right now, if you look at this blue line, from the breakout, from the pandemic crashing the market, we're still strongly above this line, right? We did close between the gold and the blue line in our previous dips, but we never closed below the blue line. So right now we're at that level, right? We're in between the gold and the blue line. And if you look at the bull market from 2015 to 2017, if you bought between the gold and the blue lines, right, that would have been a great buying opportunity. So but we never close below the blue line. So if this thing comes down, we absolutely must hold this level. And by the way, it's no coincidence that we're at this point right now, right? Because if you look at this, our previous peak back in January, right? It does seem like this moving average will come close to it. So if we do fail to hold this Fibonacci level, if we do come down hard, not only will we be testing our blue long-term average, 200-day simple moving average, which is our long-term moving average, but also this previous resistance level. And we talked about how when the price comes down, our previous resistance and tends to act as support, right? So we should see this hold strong if we do fail to hold our current level. If we failed to hold this Fibonacci support level and we do come down hard, we should hold at least 40,000. If we fail to hold 40,000, if we break below this blue line over here, sorry, my throat's a little dry. If we fail to hold this blue line, we will likely continue on lower. And in my opinion, the chances of our Bitcoin entering a bear market is a lot higher. But for now, we are holding this line, which is very good. I'm cautiously optimistic. Of course, the longer we hold above this Fibonacci line, the more we have follow through and we continue up higher, the more bullish I'll be. But for now, I'm cautiously optimistic. The fact that we've had this strong reversal, the fact that the buyers came in, is very good. That's very bullish. Other bullish factors, right? The dollar finally starting to come down. We saw strong strength in the dollar over the last couple sessions, but now the dollar is starting to come down, right? And the market is starting to recover finally, right? Another catalyst which made Bitcoin come down pretty hard over the last couple days was that we had quite a strong dip this week, right? On Monday, Wednesday, Friday, we came down pretty hard. Now the stock market is starting to recover, right? Especially tech stocks, right? I talk about Bitcoin is, people will make arguments, but Bitcoin does follow the market, right? The more institutions that come in, the more institutions that want to hold Bitcoin or trade Bitcoin, they're going to treat it like a risk-on asset, like a growth stock, like a tech stock. So if you look at the price of Bitcoin, it's heavily correlated with the NASDAQ. Whenever the NASDAQ comes down hard, Bitcoin also comes down hard, right? This has been happening over the last year. It's not, like, if you just look at the days where the NASDAQ underperforms, Bitcoin also underperforms. Now that the NASDAQ is leading the market again, right, up 2% versus the S&P, which is only 1%, and of course the Dow, right? Now people are risk-on mode, right? As the dollar and yields starting to come down, people are risk-on again, right? Inflation fears are subsiding, and that's giving more strength for Bitcoin to go up higher. So I do think that if the dollar continues to go down lower and the market continues on higher, treasury yields start to come down a little bit, I do think that Bitcoin will bounce up hard, and that's what we want to see. We don't want to see Bitcoin roll over and retest this. The more we retest our support level, the more likely we are to break it, right? And of course, the worst case scenario is we break it and we fail to hold this blue line, which is our 200-day simple moving average, and we absolutely must hold these two lines, right? We absolutely must. So we're at a critical level right now. I'll definitely follow up next week and see if we can continue over the weekend and push up higher, because that's exactly what we need right now. We need to come up and we need to break above these two moving averages, right? Our silver and gold, our short and midterm moving averages, the 50-day and the 100-day simple moving average, and we need to hold above that line, right? Because when we're above that line, above the silver line, our short-term moving average, the bull trend tends to continue up higher, right? So we desperately need to come up, hold this line, and push up higher, right? And then we'll have a chance of breaking this Fibonacci resistance level, which we were rejected twice earlier this year. And once we break that level, I think we're pretty much in the clear to go up to 80,000 and beyond, right? But before we can talk about all those amazing bullish scenarios, we still need to defend this level and hold it, right? Right now, it's too early to say whether this is the bottom or not. I do, in my opinion, the probability, based on everything I talked about in this video, I think it's higher that we go up higher, that we break above, than we break down below. But look, anything can happen, right? Elon Musk, his news tanked the market hard. And so we know how fundamentals can affect this market. Right now, the technicals are looking a lot stronger than they were 24 hours ago. However, just like I said, we have to be very vigilant, very careful, because any news can come out now. Elon Musk could tweet something, and that can change the game dramatically. So anyways, I want people to be careful, right? Be careful as we're trending within this range. Yes, this could be, in retrospect, a good time to buy the dip. I talked about how this could possibly be a reaccumulation period, right? How the market tends to have these periods where the market goes sideways, pauses, collecting energy before exploding higher. But at the same time, we need the fundamentals to align as well, right? Yes, the fundamentals of Bitcoin are great, but we also need institutional adoption. We need more people coming in, bigger players like Elon Musk and Tesla. So just be careful. Like right now, the market is very sensitive to people like Elon Musk who have a lot of control, a lot of power over the markets. So just be careful as you place your trades, especially if you're using leverage. I don't want anybody to be wiped out because Elon Musk tweeted something and the market reacted strongly. So just to summarize, I want us to hold at least this Fibonacci level. If we fail to hold that level, we must at least hold this blue line, our 200-day simple moving average line, the long-term moving average line. Because if we fail to hold this line, we likely will enter a bear market. So just in the short term, I want us to hold this line. I want us to continue higher over the weekend, hold this, and then obviously continue and break above this Fibonacci resistance over here. And I want to see the market continue to push above towards my next major resistance level of $80,000. But of course, we're going to update you next week and see how the price action develops over the weekend. And we'll see if Bitcoin can find the strength to push up higher or whether we're going to roll down and continue down lower. Okay, thank you for watching this video. If you found it helpful, useful, informative, please like this video, leave a comment below, and subscribe for updates. I appreciate all your support. Thank you again, and have a great day.